Achievements made easy. Lag walkthroughs. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonky here, back with our ongoing achievement walkthrough for Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, the remaster. Of course, we have now completed all but 2 of the minigames and all but 3 of the achievements, and we're going to be moving on to the Man in Black minigame, which is fairly simple, but the last 2 or 3 screens, uh, actually the last 4 screens can be a pain, 2 of which are actually a pain. So here's kind of the nitty-gritty of this. You basically have a wooden sword. You cannot damage anyone. So what your best offense is the running overhead attack towards an enemy. It knocks over most of the basic enemies, which are 90% of what you're going to face. There's going to be a couple of spots where you're going to want to knock people over. And especially early on, you're going to want to just knock the enemies over to try to get through in the closed space. This is basically when you leave Imasho town. You come back, you go through Jubei's house into the underground, and then you go into the Fog Valley forest. And you're basically playing as if Kotaro isn't there to save you. You're going to have 3 screens where you have to hit the floating seahorse 3 times to make it disappear. The problem is, on the second screen to do this, you have 3 robots, which can very quickly ruin your run. And on the third screen, you have 2 of the large red axe demons. And if you get caught by them, you can die instantly. Then you'll just keep getting comboed before you can even get up. There's a couple of tricks to getting through this. The first of which is, while there are 20 films for you to pick up throughout this, you don't need to grab any of them for the achievement. So the only goal really needs to run through the level. And doing that only takes about 3 minutes. The other thing we're going to be doing is there is an herb and 2 medicines that we are going to grab as we are running through. The first 2 of those, the first herb and the first medicine, are in Jubei's house right away. And you're going to be swarmed by 3 or 4 of the basic samurai enemies. And you're just going to have to overhead slash hope to get them. I highly recommend just watching the entire run once so you understand what's going on, because I'm not going to stop too much and explain what I'm doing. It's a 3-minute speed run. And there's a good chance you're going to die a couple of times before you get it. You might very well get it on your first run. If you don't, again, it only takes 3 minutes to run through. But it is vital that you understand that just like the artworks, the films don't count towards the achievement. So you do not have to pick up any of the artworks. And doing that, avoiding the artworks, makes this achievement quite a bit easier. So, I actually wrote this out on my walkthrough, or on my website, with the films involved, and then I realized you don't need them. So, we are going to be skipping a 4th herb that is available, because running to get it just isn't worth it. So, and the enemies are far more aggressive in this, just an FYI. They're gonna attack you, and they're going to run at you, so don't take time to figure things out. Pause the game with the back button if you need to take a break, whatever you need to do. The enemies are very aggressive, so I'm going to try to run through and get this on my first try. I might not, but I'm just going to show you the successful run. I'm not going to waste your time with all of that. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Immediately run to the left. I'm not going to kind of show everything. Run and break down this door so you can get the herb inside. Go back quick and hop up to the right. You need to get into that crevice behind me to get the medicine. And then get back out and go to the right. There should be a gap there where one of the enemies came through. If there isn't, you're going to have to hit it with your sword to open it, and then you can just run through the door here. Run immediately out and out into this area here, into the back, and you can grab the ring of Taco Joe. I get to ruin it again. And you're going to return the way you came. Again, the camera will not be your friend. Just run back to that first room, stand in front of the armware, and pause, and use the ring of Taco Joe. See, I lied to you. I told you I was going to butcher it one more time. This is the same exact puzzle as the main game. We need to turn the top one 3 times, the bottom one twice, the left one twice, and the right one once. And then we can just hit the ladder and go down. This is exactly the same as it is in the story, so run forward, you'll jump back, jump across, and we'll have to swing the stick to release the spike thing, and then run back, and you know the drill. This will be your 5th time doing it at this point. So hop up, jump back, and wait. Before we move on, there are 2 things I want to cover, or 1 thing I want to cover very quickly. When you face the axe demons in this, it's best to just run toward them. There's going to be one guarding a ladder in this next area. Your best bet is to just run at it, because until they decide to attack, they back up from you. And that is the only opportunity you're going to have to get past. So, this one that's guarding the ladder, when we get up to it, we're just going to run right below it so that it backs away from the ladder and we can start climbing the ladder, because we are safe from damage on the ladder. And that goes for that screen with the floating seahorse thing we have to kill at the end. Don't dilly-dally around, run straight in and do your best to hit that seahorse 3 times. If you can only hit it twice, you're going to have to, manage to try to heal and just run in and swing until you can hit the seahorse again. But we'll cover that a little more when we get to it. Start your running block when you see the rolling lizard come in and go past him. If you have to block to protect yourself from the second lizard, do so. Climb up the ladder. You're going to want to hug the lower wall here as you make your way up. And you'll see this axe demon. Just hug the lower wall. The axe demon will back out of the way and you can climb up the ladder. Walk forward, but get ready to block. And then run up and just hit the enemy. He should knock over, but at the very least he'll get out of your way. Follow the top part of the bridge here. When you get to the other side, just start swinging overhead to knock the enemies out of the way and move on. Grab the chest here, which has a medicine, and we're going to run to the left, and we're just going to swing over top and try to get through here. You might take some damage there, it happens. Walk slowly on this screen so that the bugs can pop up over here and then go past them. And this is your first lizard screen. Just run up and overhead swing at the lizard until it dies. Don't focus on the enemies because the enemies disappear when you kill the lizard. Move forward. The next screen has a bunch of the rolling lizards, so just run forward, and once you get in the middle, just block until they're all done rolling, and then go around them to move on. This next screen is where the robots are. Just run in and try to hit the lizard. That worked out way better than I thought. I do want to point out that I think the robots can or damage that floating seahorse. So try to run in there and just swing at it repeatedly. You might get comboed by the robots. This is the second hardest screen in the game. So if you die, there's no shame in it. Try to heal if you can. But generally speaking, if you run in and be aggressive, you have a good shot at the rockets they fire damaging the seahorse and your swings connecting to finish it off. So move on to the next screen. You're going to hug the right wall because Gogan Dantis is here. Wait for that left orb swordsman to kind of come over to you so you can run in between them and get through, and now just run straight ahead. Try to force the axe demons to fall back. And this is where it gets tricky. If you can't get that last hit in, you just gotta swing wildly until you can. You do have all of your heals here, so use them if you need to. But honestly, most of the time you're better off just standing up and trying to do it. We do have one more enemy to fight here, but it's not nearly as difficult as that, so run forward. And you're going to have Nobunaga. I recommend just kind of hugging the left side and trying to block and then going around him on the right. If you do get damaged, heal, and once you get to this screen, you're golden, man. You're safe. Run forward, get into the portal, and there's the achievement. The Stylish Samurai achievement number 54 of 56 for 20G, getting you to 880 out of 1000G total. If you have any questions or comments for me, as always, you can reach out to me. I'll do my best to answer them, but that's all there is to it. I will also put a kind of location guide for all 20 films on the written walkthrough if you do want to get all of the films as well. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. But I will see you guys in the final part of the walkthrough where we tackle Team Oni.